In the history of World War II, we celebrate the heroes of Bletchley Park who cracked the famous Enigma code. But what if I told you that the real breakthrough happened years earlier, in a small room in Warsaw? This is the story of Marian Rejewski, a brilliant Polish mathematician who changed the course of history, yet died forgotten, broke, and unknown to the world. Our story begins in 1929, when Poland faced a growing threat from its German neighbors. The Polish Cipher Bureau had been intercepting mysterious German radio transmissions. But every message was scrambled by a machine called Enigma, seemingly unbreakable. The Germans believed Enigma was mathematically impossible to crack. With 158 quintillion possible combinations, they had good reason to be confident. Enter Marian Rejewski, a 24-year-old mathematics graduate from Poznan University. In 1932, he was quietly recruited by the Polish Cipher Bureau for a top-secret project. While other cryptographers tried to guess letter patterns, Rejewski approached Enigma as a pure mathematical problem. He realized that the machine's wiring created mathematical relationships between letters. Using permutation theory and group mathematics, he began mapping these relationships systematically. For months, Rejewski worked in complete secrecy, often late into the night. Then, in December 1932, he achieved the impossible. He reconstructed the internal wiring of the Enigma machine without ever seeing one. For the first time in history, someone had broken Enigma through pure mathematics. But Rejewski's triumph was just the beginning. He and his team, Henryk Zygalski and Jerzy Rojicki, spent the next 7 years reading German military communications. They learned about German rearmament, troop movements, and strategic planning. As war approached, the Germans made Enigma more complex, adding new rotors and procedures. The Polish team kept pace, developing new mathematical techniques. They even built mechanical computers called bommy to automate the decryption process. But by July 1939, with German invasion imminent, Poland made a desperate decision. They would share their Enigma secrets with Britain and France. In a clandestine meeting near Warsaw, Rejewski's team demonstrated their Enigma replica to stunned Allied intelligence officers. The British had been working on Enigma for years with no success. Suddenly, they had the mathematical foundation to build upon. Just weeks later, Germany invaded Poland. Rejewski and his colleagues escaped to France, continuing their work in secret. When France fell in 1940, they fled again to Britain. But at Bletchley Park, they were treated as outsiders, assigned to break less important codes while others got the credit for Enigma. Meanwhile, using Rejewski's mathematical breakthroughs, the British built their famous Colossus computers and claimed victory over Enigma. The Polish contribution was classified, buried in secret files. After the war, Rejewski returned to a devastated Poland, now under Soviet control, where his wartime service meant nothing. Unable to discuss his greatest achievement due to ongoing secrecy, he took a job as an accountant, earning a modest salary. For decades, the world celebrated British codebreakers as the heroes of Enigma. Movies, books, and documentaries told their story over and over. But Marian Rejewski's name appeared nowhere. He lived quietly in communist Poland, his neighbors having no idea they lived next to one of the war's greatest heroes. In 1967, a French intelligence officer finally published the true story of Polish Enigma breakthroughs. Suddenly, historians began to understand what really happened. Rejewski had not only broken Enigma first, but his mathematical methods made all future Allied successes possible. Without his breakthrough, D-Day might have failed. The Battle of Britain could have been lost. Countless Allied lives were saved by intelligence that originated with his work. Yet when recognition finally came, it was too little, too late. Rejewski died in 1980, still relatively unknown and financially struggling. His funeral was attended by only a handful of people. Compare this to the fame and fortune enjoyed by other wartime codebreakers who became household names and lived comfortably on their reputations. Today, finally, historians acknowledge Rejewski's crucial role. Poland has named streets after him, and monuments honor his achievement. But for most of his life, this mathematical genius lived in obscurity, proof that history doesn't always remember its greatest contributors. Marian Rejewski cracked the uncrackable code, changed the course of World War II, and saved millions of lives. He deserved to be remembered as one of the greatest heroes in human history. Instead, he died poor and forgotten. A reminder that true heroism often goes unrewarded.